Greetings, GCSC teachers. In this video, I'm going to show you how to access a great resource that Apple makes available for all teachers who are using an Apple device. Essentially what this resource is it is a special area of the iTunes Store that has resources only for teaching and learning. Unfortunately, I've not found a great way to directly access this great resource, so I will show you the way that I learned and was shown by one of our Apple representatives. You first of all locate your iTunes Store app. You open that. Of course, when you open the iTunes Store app, it is going to open like it normally does, and it is going to find the typical realm of music. And once you have the search bar, you're simply going to search for the iPad Starter Guide. And if you don't have this already, it's probably something you should have on your iPad anyway, as it gives you lots of ideas about how to do some very useful things on a daily basis on your iPad. So we're going to locate the iPad Starter Guide. I've already downloaded mine, so I don't need to go through that process, but you would just simply click Get, and you would enter your iTunes password that's associated with the account on your iPad, and then you would download that, and you would be ready to go. So once you've downloaded the iPad Starter Guide, you are simply going to locate the iBooks app on your iPad. You're going to tap that to open it. And you can see here that mine has opened, Chapter 1, obviously. I've read through this, so that's how I found the resource. And as I mentioned, our Apple representative told me a little bit about it as well. I'm able to scroll through the chapters by just scrolling to the left. And I just happen to know this because, as I said, I looked through it. So on page 60 of this, it tells you that there is a link that will allow educators to explore for more ideas and inspiration. So I'm going to simply tap there on that blue hyperlink. When I do that, that's when the special version of the iTunes Store is going to be launched. There are several things of note here. There are several resources at the top that can help you get started. If you're new to the iPad or new to the corporation, those certainly can be helpful. The teaching resources are probably the most useful, and that's where I'm going to spend some time in just a couple of minutes. There are the quick start guides for virtually every native app that comes with the iPad. There are things about content standards as well, and curriculum standards that you can use. There are textbooks there. And there are stories of success about how the iPad has been used in the classroom. So, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to pick one of these, and all of them have somewhat similar, but also very diverse resources. I know a number of teachers are looking for a textbook-like material as we begin to move away from textbooks and we move toward the digital curriculum, making that transition. Certainly there's some very good uses for ebooks and that sort of application in learning. So I'm going to find the Distinguished Educators books right here. This is by no means the only place you can locate books. I'm just using this one for demonstration purposes. And these are books that have been created, written, and animated by teachers who are teaching the very same curriculum and content that you are teaching, and they have put these books out and made them available for use by teachers. And some of them are lengthy books. Some of them maybe cover just 1 or 2 units of what would be in a normal book, or just a chapter perhaps. So let's say that I want to look for a science lesson, and I want to look for teaching a lesson on the heart and the lungs. So right here, there is a book, and it tells me about the book. It tells me what reviews it has. Obviously, it's going to tell me books that are related to that. But this is certainly a book that would apply. It's written in English, it's life science, it's 14 pages long. So it's what would be considered basically a chapter from a regular book, but it's illustrated. Many of these books have videos, and they have other things that are integrated with them that make ebooks unique. So you can certainly search through there. There are other options, as I showed down below. There are featured collections, there are textbooks there. So this is a great resource for those of you who may be looking for a textbook sort of option. I downloaded one just for demonstration purposes. So again, if I go back, oops, wrong screen. If I go back to my my iBooks app, and I look at my library, I am going to find there's a book on the weather, and there was an introductory video that played with that, but I have the book here. I'm able to access the chapters. Notice that I have, this will obviously be more like a middle school science book. but there are videos that play. Obviously, you can flip through the pages. So great resources that are available here for teachers of virtually every subject. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, best of luck in using your technology.